Welcome to the Lifetime Assembly channel. My name is Isaac, and today I'm going to help you assemble your 10 by 8 foot outdoor storage shed. Before we get started, make sure the model number of your shed is listed in the description below. This video follows the steps outlined in the assembly manual that comes with your shed. So if you've already begun and need help on a specific step, check the description below for a timestamp associated with each step. There are steps in this assembly that require 2 people, so make sure you have at least one other adult available to help. Before we get into the assembly process, let's take a look at the tools you'll need to complete the job. You may want to pause the video now so you can gather the supplies shown on the screen. Also, you may see us use an impact driver. If you decide to use one as well, be careful not to over torque or over tighten the hardware. You will also need additional tools to prepare a foundation for your shed. So refer to your manual to see what other resources you will need. All Lifetime sheds are required to be built on a foundation. We recommend you build your foundation out of concrete, but you can also use lumber. This video is meant to be a companion to the assembly manual and not a direct replacement. So for the best results, have the assembly manual on hand as you complete the job. It is also crucial that you refer to the assembly manual to review the safety instructions of this build to prevent serious injury or property damage. All right, let's get started. This section will go over the requirements for the foundation of your shed. This video will focus on the assembly of the shed and not of the foundation. So refer to your manual in section 1 to see how to properly build a foundation for your shed. If you have questions regarding the foundation of your shed, please feel free to reach out to our customer service team at the number below. There are 2 different gutter channels, some with a notch and some without. For this step, you'll need one of each. Line the holes in the ends of the gutter channel with the holes in the connector piece and secure the hardware. Be careful when tightening this hardware, you don't want the cap nut to break. Line the holes at the ends of the truss brace with the holes in the middle of the gutter channel and secure the hardware, making sure the head of the bolt is on the inside of the gutter channel. To make tightening this hardware easier, I like to use a Phillips head and a pair of vice grips. Insert the truss rod through the connector piece, add the small truss brace, then go through the large truss brace. Add a nut to each side of the truss rod and only tighten until it doesn't wiggle. Repeat the previous steps for another truss assembly, making sure one of the gutter channels has a notch in it. Take a gutter channel that doesn't have a notch and the short gutter channel with a square hole in it, and line up the holes at the ends with the holes in the connector piece. Line up the holes at the ends of the truss brace with the holes in the middle of the long gutter channel and the end of the short gutter channel, only securing it to the long gutter channel for now. Insert the vertical truss brace into the short gutter channel, oriented like this, making sure to line up the holes in the truss brace, short gutter channel, and vertical truss brace, and secure the hardware. Only finger tighten this hardware for now. Line up the holes at the end of the horizontal truss brace with the holes in the middle of the short gutter channel. Then line up the holes in the vertical truss brace with the holes in the middle of the horizontal truss brace. One of the bolts out of all the bolts we've been using is shorter. This will be placed here. Tighten this hardware as well as the hardware from the previous step. Add a short truss brace to the assembly using the same process you did for the other trusses. Add the L bracket to the end of the horizontal truss brace, making sure the long end with the oblong hole goes against the brace. Only finger tighten this hardware for now. Add the small square tube to this square hole, making sure the flat end is facing the vertical truss brace. Take the gable halves that don't have a curve at the bottom, line them up in the center, and secure the hardware. Line the holes in the screen with the holes in the vent, place on the front of the gable, and secure the hardware in the back. Take one of the longer square tubes and insert a cap into each end. Place the tube against the gable, making sure these dimpled holes go against the gable and the dimpled hole in the center faces the bottom of the gable. Secure the tube to the gable through the oblong holes. Repeat the previous process for the other two gable halves that don't have a curve at the bottom. Take the two halves of the gable that have a curve at the bottom, line them up in the center, and secure with the hardware. Take the short square tube and insert a cap into each end. Orienting the dimples the same way you did on the previous gables, connect the square tube to the gable. Then secure with the hardware. Take the left door, the one with the Lifetime logo, and insert a hinge tube into the circular hole, making sure to leave a few inches hanging out on each end. On the opposite edge of the door, line up these holes in the door channel with this cut out on the door. Then slide the door channel onto the door, oriented like this, making sure to add the deadbolts into these notches at the top and bottom of the door, oriented like so. Connect the two halves of the handle together, place on the front of the door, and secure the hardware through the back. Add the strike plate, oriented like this, over these holes. Make sure it's not oriented like this. Add the remaining lock hardware, making sure only finger tighten for now. On the back of the door, locate this groove around the whole window and insert your butyl tape around the whole perimeter. Remove the plastic film from both sides of the window. Place over the butyl tape, making sure to line up the holes in the window with the divots in the door. Then secure with the 14 screws. Take the right door and insert a hinge tube into a circular hole, making sure to leave a few inches hanging out on each end. On the opposite edge of the door, line up these holes in the door channel with this cut out in the door. Then slide it onto the edge of the door, oriented like this. Connect the two halves of the handle together, place it on the front of the door, and secure the hardware. When adding the hardware, make sure to add this bracket to the top hardware, oriented like this. Add the locking hardware to the door, oriented like this. On the back side of the door, locate this groove around the whole window, and then insert your butyl tape all the way around. Peel the plastic film from both sides of the window. Then place on top of the butyl tape, making sure to line the holes in the window with the divots in the door. Then secure with the hardware. Connect an inner floor panel to an outer floor panel, making sure the side with the round holes is against the outer floor panel. With the help of another person, lift the panel up at an angle, interlock the tabs, and set it back down. For this next panel, the edge with the round holes needs to be away from the previous panel. Using the same method, connect the next two panels. Secure the panels together by inserting a screw into the 6 divots along each seam. Your doors can go on either long edge. Our doors are going to go here, so add your strike plate to this notch and secure the hardware. Take the 7 wall panels labeled AHD and add a wall support to the channel just to the left of the cutout at the top, making sure the 2 holes closest together on the wall support are at the top. Then secure the hardware. Take the window panel labeled BDI and insert a wall support into this channel, making sure the 2 holes close together are at the top. Take the window panel labeled BDH and insert a wall support into this channel, making sure 2 holes closest together go at the bottom of the panel. On the back side of a window panel, locate this groove around the window and insert your butyl tape all the way around. Peel off the plastic film from both sides of the window. Place the panel over the butyl tape, making sure the cutouts line up with the divots in the panel. Then secure the hardware. Repeat the previous process for the other window panel. On the same edge as the strike plate, insert the tabs at the bottom of the panel BDI into these cutouts on the 4th floor panel next to the circular hole. Slide the panel towards the circular hole to lock in place. I'm comfortable tapping with my foot. If you're not, use a block and a rubber mallet. Insert the tabs at the bottom of the corner panel AGW into these cutouts, sliding it towards the narrow end of the cutout to lock it in place. Lean the panel away from the floor, fold it in half, line the tabs with the cutouts, and apply downward pressure to lock it into place. If you're having a difficult time getting the tabs to lock in place a block under each tab individually and apply downward pressure to lock in place. Make sure this line at the top of the panels is even. Then secure the panels together with the 5 screws. Add 2 wall panels labeled AHD to this edge by inserting the tabs at the bottom of the panel into the cutouts in the floor, sliding towards the previous panel, and securing with the 5 screws. Add the corner panel labeled AGL to this corner using the same method as the first corner. Add 3 more wall panels labeled AHD to this edge. Now add the corner panel AGW to this corner. Add the last 2 panels labeled AHD to this edge. Add corner panel AGL to this corner. Now add the window panel, BDH, next to the previous panel. Next to the window panels, insert the bushings into the circular holes from the bottom up. A shelf will go on each of the short walls. The height of the shelf will be determined by these divots in the wall. Once you choose the height of your shelf, add your triangle shelf brackets to the wall supports at the same height. At the height setting you chose for the shelf, add the screw anchors to the divots. Add these shelf brackets over the screw anchors you just added, making sure that the oblong hole goes against the wall. If your shelf isn't unfolded already, unfold it and lay it flat on the ground. Then insert your shelf support tubes into these channels, locking them into place. Place the shelf onto the brackets, making sure the word front is facing the inside of the shed. Secure the shelf to the brackets with 2 screws each. It may be helpful to have someone else push on the outside of the shed to help line up the holes. Repeat the previous steps for the other shelf on the opposite side of the shed. Lift up one of the gables with a straight edge onto this sidewall and secure with the hardware. In the 3 holes at the top of each roof panel, there will be plastic that you need to punch out with a Phillips head screwdriver. Place the truss assembly into these cutouts closest to the gable, making sure the notch goes in this cutout by the entry of the shed. While you continue to hold the truss, have another person slide a roof panel into the gutter channel and on top of the gable. You'll know the roof panel is in the correct position when the alignment nub is in this notch. Secure the roof panel to the walls through these 4 holes. If you're having a difficult time getting your roof panels to line up, click on this link here to see a video on how to line up your roof panels. Then secure to the truss through the bottom 2 holes. Then secure to the gable through the bottom 3 holes. Add a roof support to the notch in the gable and truss. Then finish securing the panel through the final 2 holes. Repeat the previous steps for the panel on the opposite side. Repeat the previous process on the opposite side of the shed, adding a gable, truss, and 2 roof panels. Add this end of the truss assembly into this cutout on the back wall. Lift the truss assembly up and line up the holes at the end of the square tube with these holes in the gutter channels. Now add the final 2 roof panels to the back wall. Take the left door and insert the hinge tube into this bushing, making sure the hole in the hinge tube lines up with the slit in the bushing. You will need to tap the hinge tube with a rubber mallet to seat it in the bushing. Insert the cotter pin from the outside going in, expand the other ends to lock it in place. Repeat the previous steps for the right door. Now place the small gable onto the hinge tubes. As you do this, make sure the tabs of the gable go into the gutter channel. Make sure the horizontal truss brace rests in this notch on the gable, securing the bracket into this divot. Then tighten the hardware inside the gutter channel. Add the drainage plate into the gutter channel, oriented like this, and secure the hardware. Then repeat on the opposite side. Take the large angled roof panel and fold these tabs upwards and place on top of the gable and truss. Secure the panel to the gable and truss. Now secure the drainage plate to the roof in this location. Now add the small angled roof panel over the previous panel and secure with the hardware. Add the triangular roof panels onto the roof, making sure it sits flush. Secure all the roof panels together and to the truss. Take a skylight, fold it, take an end cap, the one with the Lifetime logo, and slide the skylight into the upper edge. Then place a middle connector on the opposite edge. Place the skylight on the roof, making sure the end cap goes over the gable. Line the holes in the end cap with the divots in the gable and secure the hardware. Then secure to the roof through these two holes closest to the gable. Take a skylight, fold it in half, then attach a middle connector to the panel. Then slide the other end that doesn't have a connector into the previous connector. Then repeat the previous step for another skylight. Repeat the previous step, this time using an end cap. Then secure the end cap to the gable through these two divots. Now secure the skylights to all the roof panels. Your shed comes with 6 wall hooks. They can be placed anywhere throughout the shed in these recesses. The next few steps goes over how to level your doors. Click this link here to see a video, or refer to your manual in section 12 to see how to properly level your doors. Once you've leveled the doors, go inside, have someone lock the doors, and tighten the remaining hardware on the left door. This section goes over how to anchor your shed to your foundation. Since we're inside, we will not be able to do so, but it's important that you do, so refer to your manual in section 13 to see how to properly anchor your shed to your foundation. Thank you for watching this video on how to assemble your Lifetime 10 by 8 foot outdoor storage shed. If you found this video helpful, give us a thumbs up. For more content like this, subscribe to our channel. If you have any other questions, please feel free to reach out to our customer service team and check out our other amazing products at lifetime.com.